So, good morning. And for some of us, it's Friday, which means we have the weekend off. Although I will have some work to do, but at least it'll be leisurely. So I hope everybody slept. I hope everybody slept okay. And if it's the middle of your day, I hope your day is going okay. And again, here we are, taking that breath, relaxing our shoulders, relaxing our necks, listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the waves. And just relaxing so we can take our daily inventory, see what the universe has for us today. Our chance to do that inventory, to see if we have any angers or resentments or things that we need to watch out for. And as I always say, if we can look at it in the morning during our meditation, maybe we can reflect on it later on if something pops up and normally we would react. We can just do something surprising and not react. So, it's funny because Mina was saying it's like every morning she hears cards shuffling and then I hear you breathing. I'm like, yes, I'm breathing. So, what do we have for today? So here is our stack, and I'm going to make 3 threads going out to the universe, each one a different thought, each one a different conversation. And whichever thread we pull will be the conversation, the thought that we'll take with us for the rest of the day. And as somebody once put it when I told them that, they said, oh, so you mean do you want the red pill or the blue pill? And that's for anybody who has seen The Matrix. But these are 3 different paths. And today is Friday, so let's see what's right on the surface. Maybe something that's right there and we're not seeing it. So let's do our 3 and 1. And what do we have for today? So, first, the 4 of coins. So, 4s, stability, 4 legs on a table, nice and solid, doesn't shift. But also, after a while, when things stay stable too long, like a lake or a pond, things can stagnate after a while. So this person is very conservative and they've got their coins, but what are they doing with them? Are they weighed down by those coins? So we have the 8 of Cups. Cups are spirituality, cups are emotions, cups are water. 8s are all about progress and moving forward. So we have our 4 here, and then we double our 4. And we come up with 8. And this is saying that maybe it's time to walk away from something. It's almost as if, when we look at this, the way Pamela Coleman Smith has it, is that it's almost maybe like he's taken a cup and he's walking away with it, or he was that position, but he's walking away from something. He's letting it go. And that's not always easy because he's going off into the mountains. Looks like he's walking into a twilight. Not sure where he's going. So sometimes we hang on stuff too long and we do it out of fear. We're fear of change. It's what we know is better than, the devil we know is better than the devil we don't know. Things are good enough. So this is a card of, is good enough good enough? Is good enough good enough? Because this shows us when we finally make that decision to walk, to move forward and maybe face our fears. Here we have the Moon card. And I always like to describe this as that moment where it's twilight, you walk into the woods, it's dark, and you look over the left and you see something. You see a dark shape. And you might be scared of it. You have that instinctual fight or flight like you do with the wolf here. We have a wolf and a dog here. Dogs are domesticated, wolves are the wild side. So you see this dark shape. And if it was daylight, you would see that dark shape as just a log. But when we walk into the twilight, when we move to an area where we're not certain, when we do things that when we walk into the unknown, we carry our instinctual fears, we carry our nervousnesses. But this is saying that, maybe it's time to take a look at, is good enough good enough? And maybe it's time to move forward. And maybe challenge our beliefs or our fears. With the advice card being the sun. And so the sun is everything that you think the sun is. It's that day in the sun, that joyous feeling. This is what happens when night finally sets and you've made that crossing. You've taken up the challenge. You realize good enough is not good enough. And you decide to take that walk through darkness. And this is what happens when we come through on the other end. So we do have a choice. It's like sometimes we think good enough is good enough, and this is where we are. But this is where we could be. This is what happens when we decide, you know what? Good enough is not good enough. I want better. So for today, let's examine our feelings and just ask ourselves, is good enough good enough? And kind of like where we were yesterday. Yesterday's reading was about starting new, starting fresh. It's not easy. But this is where we can go in and examine and just ask ourselves. So, and Gohan Williams, good morning over there on Twitch. I hope you have an amazing morning. Maybe this was specifically for you. Whether it's, and keep in mind, coins are home, work, health. So we need to focus on and ask ourselves the questions about home, work, health. Is, and what happens when things just are good enough? I mean, we lose that spiritual touch. Coins are not about spirituality and feelings, right? Coins are just that. I mean, it's important that we have a solid home. It's important that we take care of our health and things like that. It's important that we take care of our finances. But is good enough good enough? So, with that, I hope everybody has an amazing day. I will be back here Monday, 7:15, and looking forward to seeing everybody again. So thank you all so much. Take care.